We especially thank the coaches for taking time out to spend with you all today outside of their practices in preparation for game day. Just real quickly, we have the Q&As with the coaches today, and at the end we're going to be having some special player awards that we're going to be announcing as well. So kind of a real good agenda for us today. And then lastly, weather-wise, looks like we're going to have really good weather on game day, as we've had the last few days here. It is Florida, right? So Monday, we're anticipating a high of about 79 degrees, partly cloudy, and should be a great day for college football bowl game. So we're going to start off asking each coach to give an opening statement, and then we'll open up to Q&As. At that point, I'll just raise your hand, and I'll point to you. Abby here will be passing the mic around, not only so we can hear you, but also so it comes across in the audio recordings that we're doing of the event and the transcription service that we're using for this, okay? So I'm going to start off as the home team, Illinois. We're going to start off with Coach Bret Bielema, opening statement, and then we'll go to Coach Arnett.
Well, great. Very excited to be here. Just came from the practice field. We really enjoyed our time here. Came down on the 26th and had some great interaction. I think today they're getting a good chance to go to Busch Gardens, so they're excited about that. Kind of let them run for the first couple of days. And this for us is Tuesday of game week, so we kind of locked into our preparation phase now, still letting them balance a little bit of fun during the day and partaking in some of the things that the bowl game has set up for us. So excited about that. Obviously, had a chance to visit with Zach at the press conference from our fan base and from our university. Obviously, condolences for Mike, a very special coach, and I know someone that's on the hearts and minds from him and his family, and also to Mississippi State. But I think this game is about the reward for our guys. Went through a really kind of a tale of two different seasons. Started off a little disappointment with a Big Ten loss at Indiana, and then to go on a 6-game win streak, and then have 3 tough losses in a row, and to cap it off with a rivalry win against Northwestern. I thought to get the bid to come here to Tampa, a bowl experience I've had with Jim and his organization on several different occasions as a coordinator, as a head coach also. So I'm very excited to be here and looking forward to the opportunity to play on the second. So thank you.
Coach?
Yeah, first and foremost, we would like to thank the ReliaQuest Bowl. This has been an absolute first-class experience. Our players are having a tremendous time down here in Tampa. We got to get out of some colder than usual weather up there in Mississippi, and so it's been very enjoyable for us. We're headed to the practice field next, but first and foremost, it's been an amazing experience up to this point, and we can't thank the bowl committee enough. Obviously, we are extremely excited to represent the Southeastern Conference. We're playing a phenomenal opponent who, when you turn on the film, plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. I know our guys have a deep respect and admiration for how they play the game. I mean, ultimately, we're going to have a good time here, but there's 2 hard-nosed football teams going to line up and hopefully put on a good show for all the fans in attendance. Obviously, we are very appreciative of all the different signs of support for Coach Leach and his influence on the game. The thing we've talked about and Coach Leach's family has expressed to us, obviously, we don't want to get lost in this is ultimately a reward for our players for the job they've done this year and the success that they've had. 8-4 football team. They've done a tremendous job this year, and this is a reward for their efforts, because we would not be here if it was not for the work and success that they put in all year round. And so we're excited for one more opportunity. Obviously, the best way we can honor Coach Leach is to go out there and play the way he expects us to play, and that's with tremendous effort and toughness. And we know that Illinois is going to show up and do just that, and so we're excited to share the field with them.
Great. Questions? Leo?
For both coaches, and Coach Bielema, you first, because you've had the most experience with this. You both talked about the rewards of coming to a bowl game. How do you balance the reward with staying focused on the matter at hand?
Yeah, it's kind of been a unique experience for me this year. I'd never all the bowl games, 7 straight at Wisconsin, and 3 of the 5 years at Arkansas. I'd never had a player opt out of a game, right? So that was the first challenge. We had 3 guys pop out, obviously, 3 good players. So that's the first unique challenge. But we actually had 4 practices in before we even knew our opponent. As soon as you became bowl eligible, I started a in-season 8-week program that allowed our developmental crew to go on an 8-week window of strength and conditioning and training, a little bit extra. And then we had 5 practices for them that were devoted only to our Devo players. So we practiced about 40 to 50 guys. So that was the biggest reward, right? It's really kind of almost like a mini spring conditioning for our younger players. And then even after we became aware, obviously we're playing Mississippi State in a very good football team. We really didn't transition to Mississippi State preparation until after 2-3 more practices where it was just good on good. We just got good at football again, and then the last 10 practices are all devoted to Mississippi State. So, and then the reward is I just scheduled everything on the front end here, let them have an aquarium day. Our guys hopped on a boat and drove around the bay and saw dolphins. Like, I didn't really join them, but they seemed to get excited about it. So, not a lot of dolphins in Illinois. So, just fun stuff like that and reward. And today we had a little, I could tell by the attitude walking in the door, I have a team meeting every day. I kind of start the day off with the schedule, what's going to go on, and had a lot of, it was the earliest morning we got these guys up because at the 11 o'clock game I kind of want to transition them into that, and the mood wasn't there, so I have a freshman talent show pool that any freshman that we're not hazing them, right? They're showing their talents. They get a chance to come up, and Joey Okla did a Conor McGregor impersonation that was to die for the other day, and then today Elijah McCantos and Gabe Ackus had a dance-off that was pretty entertaining, so we kind of sprinkled that in.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely not difficult to reward the players. I mean, obviously, all the different bowl events that are put on, it's easy for them. The hard part is probably making sure they know they're getting ready to play a football game too. Now it's really convenient for us. You turn on the film of your opponent, and your players realize pretty quick that we got a heck of a football game coming up January 2nd, and so that's made it easier to balance it out. But echoing what Coach said, obviously your early practices are more like an early spring. You're working the developmental guys who need extra work. The guys who played all year, they're coming off a long season, so you're getting them back to 100% healthy. And then obviously as you get closer to the game, you ramp it up and get into more of your normal routine. We're headed out for our practice this afternoon. It's a Tuesday game week for us, and so we'll see if we didn't enjoy ourselves too much last night.
Okay, right here.
Brett, you talked about how this could be a springboard to next year, specifically at running back and DB with the guys opting out. What do you expect to see? Who do you expect to make an impact? At
Yeah, as you guys know, we really got banged up in the secondary at the end of the year of this season. So, obviously Spoon and Sid were huge parts of our back end, our success. But we have been able the last 2 or 3 games to get, Xavier Scott, had a tremendous role really from the Michigan game on. Played a lot of football for us. Josh McRae on the opposite side of the ball, obviously with Chase hopping out. Josh has been 100% involved in bowl practice because he actually did the Devo practice too because he was cleared to play at that point. So, he's basically a guy that we were counting on big things before the year's ever started, and he's never been full strength since Indiana. So he ran right, almost ran over me today. He looks pretty good.